Hello everyone, welcome to SW News. One of the casualties of India's poor handling of the pandemic is the Indian economy. Before the pandemic, the Indian economy was already in a slowdown. After the pandemic, the situation turned worst. The pandemic coupled with lockdown broke the back of the Indian economy, but just when things were slowly and steadily getting on track, the second wave of the pandemic struck. And contrary to what many believed, not only it left the healthcare system, but also our economy crippled. Many states had to impose lockdowns again. These lockdowns lasted for more than a month in many states, and even today, only a few states are fully lifting the lockdown. Others like Maharashtra are still wary of the approach and have adopted a graded lockdown restriction lifting method. Cumulatively, this has had a severe impact on the Indian economy. Data on jobs, income, household income, consumer sentiment, and demand shows that the second wave has had a devastating impact on India's economy, especially on poorer citizens and smaller businesses. Even rural areas that were a saving grace during the first wave have been deeply affected this time around. At a time like this, India needs experts and intelligentsia at the job to pull us out of this economic mess. And a state in India has just taken the right step in this direction. I'm talking about the state of Tamil Nadu. Let's talk about this in today's video. What step has the state taken and why it is important for the Modi government as well, the central government, to take a lesson from Tamil Nadu. But before that, if you're watching this video on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, you like this video and you comment below it. And if you're watching this video on Facebook, please do like our page and share this video to as many people as possible. The state of Tamil Nadu few months back went for a poll and saw a change in the government after 10 years. The new government led by DMK had a big challenge in front of them to manage the COVID situation and revive the economy, which was riddled with high revenue and fiscal deficit and huge debts. If you look at the heat map of COVID-19 cases, Tamil Nadu is among the few states which are still reporting high number of COVID cases. The lockdown in the state has been extended till June 28th, but with certain relaxations. Now on Monday, the Tamil Nadu government constituted a 5-member Economic Advisory Council. This council will help the government in revitalizing the state's economy. The council, it added, will provide general guidance on economic and social policy, social justice and human development related issues, and in matters related to equal opportunities for women and the well-being of underprivileged groups. It will also make suggestions to boost the growth, employment and productivity across all the sectors, as well as act as a sounding board for ideas that might resolve roadblocks to development. The council will meet in person or virtually to fulfill its responsibilities and will also decide its own operational modalities to achieve its objectives. Well, the state government in its statement also said that the fiscal situation of Tamil Nadu is precarious with persistent high revenue and fiscal deficit and a large overhang of debt. At the same time, expectations of people are also very high that the government will deliver on faster economic growth, social justice and equality. Now, this announcement was made by the state governor Banwari Lal Purohit during his address to the state's first assembly session. He said that based on the recommendation of the council, the government will revitalize the state's economy and ensure that benefits of economic growth reach all the segments of society. A white paper detailing the true state of Tamil Nadu's finances will also be released in the month of July. Now, what is interesting here is the choice of members for the Economic Advisory Council. Who are these members of this council? First, Raghuram Rajan. Second, Esther Duflo, Arvind Subramanian, Dreze, and S Narayan. Now, these are the 5 names that have been included in Tamil Nadu's Economic Advisory Council. Now, let's talk a bit about their achievements as well. Raghuram Rajan. Raghuram Rajan is an Indian economist who was the chief economist and director of research at the International Monetary Fund from 2003 to 2006. Rajan was then appointed as a chief economic advisor to India's Ministry of Finance in August 2012. He prepared the Economic Survey of India for the year 2012 and 2013. He was the 23rd governor of the Reserve Bank of India from September 2013 through September 2016. Esther Duflo is a French-American economist who is a professor of poverty alleviation and development economist at MIT. She is also engaged in a study on the socio-economic status of the elderly population along with studies on primary school education intervention, improving youth labor market outcome, and on non-communicable diseases in Tamil Nadu. In 2019, Esther Duflo also won Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences with Abhijit Banerjee and Michael Kremer. Arvind Subramanian. Arvind Subramanian has been former Chief Economic Advisor to the Indian government. Jean Dreze is a Belgian-born Indian welfare economist, social scientist and activist. He has worked on many issues relating to the development economics including hunger, famine, education, gender inequality, child care, school feeding and employment guarantee. He is also well known for his commitment to social justice both in India and internationally. He was also a member of the National Advisory Council of India. Dr. S Narayan. Dr. S Narayan was former IAS officer. He has served nearly 4 decades in public service in the state and central government as well, in development administration, and he was also the economic advisor to the Prime Minister during 2003 and 2004. As Secretary, Rural Development in Tamil Nadu for several years between 1969 and 1995, he was responsible for launching Microcredit Group initiative for the rural sector. Between 2000 and 2003 in Ministry of Finance, his responsibility included formulation of macroeconomic policies for the government, tariff and taxation policies, as well as initiative for modernizing the capital market. The choice of eminent economists and experts did not escape people's attention. There are 2 names in the list, Dr. Raghuram Rajan and Arvind Subramanian. Both of them have previously worked with the central government. Dr. Raghuram Rajan as an advisor and also as an RBI governor, and Mr. Subramanian as chief economic advisor. It is still a mystery why the central government could not retain both of them. Dr. Raghuram Rajan left the RBI in September 2016, 2 months before the demonetization drive in the country. In interviews in September 2017, Rajan said that the government of India had consulted the Reserve Bank of India during his governorship on the issue of demonetization but never asked to take a decision. He said the RBI was against the move and warned the government of potential negative effects. Talking about demonetization, he said that one cannot in any way say it has been an economic success. Rajan also revealed that though he was willing to take an extension and serve a second term as RBI governor, the government had not extended any offer to him, which left him with no choice but to return to the University of Chicago. Arvind Subramanian, on the other hand, resigned as Chief Economic Advisor in 2018. Months after quitting, he came out with the book of counsel, The Challenges of the Modi-Jetli Economy, in which he called the demonetization as a draconian move. He said in the book that demonetization was a massive draconian monetary shock. In one fell swoop, 86% of the currency in circulation was withdrawn. Now, this is what he said in the book. He also criticized the new gross domestic product back series data and said that it hurt the credibility of official data. He questioned the GST design as well. The central government's critics have alleged time and again that the government is aversive to criticism by experts on the job. Despite the RBI reluctance, the government went ahead and conducted the demonetization drive. However, in times like COVID, when the question is about life and death and the livelihood of the people, the government needs to keep aside the thinking that they know better and seek help from the experts. In fact, at HW News Network, we have been proposing the same from 2020. Here, have a look at this video.
What I said during the first part of the when we had our first wave, please create a think tank, a economy think tank, a group of economists who can help us, who can actually maneuver our way out. The second wave is going to cause more economic impact. The second wave is going to cause more problem to our economy. We need thinkers, we need economists, we need experts. We have the best minds in the world. Get them to come into one room and advise the government. Like I said before, I am saying this, please don't brand them as leftist and rightist and middleist and centrist and all. Please don't brand them. Whoever has an idea, please listen to them. It's no longer about a Bharatiya Janata Party government or an NDA government or a UPA government. It is about our lives now. It is about our future now. It is about our 2 square meals now. For our sake, for our sake, for the people's sake, please listen to the best economic minds.
It is time that just like we have a COVID task force in the country, Modi government thinks seriously about a task force, a think tank on economy, which will brainstorm, create a layout and plan goals for India's economic revival. After the pandemic, more Indians are being pushed into poverty. There have been studies of how rich are getting richer and the poor section is just swelling in the country. Poverty will be a very big issue that we will need to tackle. So there has to be a think tank to address these issues of poverty elimination. A think tank that can guide us as to how India can boost consumer demand and several other pressing economic issues. Tamil Nadu has already taken a step. The question is, if Tamil Nadu can, why can't Mr. Modi? Do tell us what you think about this in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in. Now, before I end this video, for the last few months, we have been asking you to support us through our YouTube membership program. And it is heartening to see so many people coming out and showing support. It motivates us to continue the journalism that speaks truth to power. But many of you also wrote to us saying that they were unable to support us through YouTube. A lot of you also wrote to us asking whether there is an option of one-time payment. So we have come up with another option on our website through which you can support us. You can choose if you want to support us through monthly one-time payment or yearly one-time payment on the website. This subscription plan also comes with certain benefits. Do check it out. Go to our website, click on the support on the topmost toolbar and check out the plan you want to take up. Your support means the most to us, so do subscribe. Until then, stay tuned to HW News.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.